This is a review of the Roland MX-1 Mix Performer, a performance mixer in the IRA line, which is a really cool bit of kit. I've only had it a day, and this is my first review, so it's probably not going to be as in-depth or professional as many others, but it's a really interesting bit of kit, and I thought there would be people that would be interested in this. So let's have a look at the kit. Start off with build quality, really solid. It's built like all the other IRA gear. We've got this sort of metal faceplate and plastic sides, but you know, it's good hard wearing stuff. I've taken my TR8 out to gigs and clubs quite a few times, just slung it in the bag, put it back in the bag after having a few beers, and it's been fine, absolutely no problem at all. Always works. All these bits, tiny bit of wiggle there, but really solid. Faders are, yeah, a little bit smaller than the TR8s, and with, you know, different kind of faded things on there, but solid, smooth. Feel a little bit stiffer than my TR8, but that might just be because of the use of the TR8, which I've had for about a year now, so I guess they could be getting a little bit looser over time, but again, still works. So overall, feels really nice. Everything's solid. It feels dependable. It feels like something I'm confident is going to work, hopefully. Alright, around to the back. Let's check and see these are inputs. Okay, let's start off at this end. So we've got our power cable, our 4 USB ports. Now these are only for IRA gear, and they've got 4 dedicated mixer slots faders on the front, and it means you can plug in any of your IRA gear and don't need MIDI cables, don't need audio cables. Taking those cables out of the equation is really cool. Anyone that takes stuff around knows the pain of cables, so being able to eliminate a couple of them, really nice. So yeah, they plug straight in. I think you can actually power the TB3 and VT3 out of these. You can't power the TR8 or the System 1, I don't think. They still need mains power, but it's, you know, being able to get rid of the MIDI and your audio cables. This is really nice. I've got a computer to connection to computer, USB to computer. It does a lot of stuff with the computer. I'm not going to cover that today, but you can get it to be working with your DAW. You can have it mixing your DAW audio, or you can just use it as a control surface. Lots of scope with that, but again, it's not something I'm going to cover today, as I haven't really looked at it. Don't really use the computer that much. I'm really going to be focusing on plugging bits of hardware into it. We've got a MIDI in and out, digital in and out, so that can be an input or an output. I honestly have no idea what gear uses it. I'm sure there's some, but I don't know. And that's got a dedicated input strip on the front of the mixer, so must be important. Must be lots of it out there, but I don't know. Aux send and return on RCA jacks. So yeah, you can send stuff out, have a return in. It comes in. You can have it either come in before the mastering or after the mastering part of the main out. You've got a 3.5-inch jack stereo input, then four mono inputs. These can be paired together to give stereo, or like me, you might want to, you know, make most of your inputs and yeah, get 4 bits of gear in there. Mix out headphones. Pretty straightforward. It would have, you know, when I first saw this stuff, I would have liked perhaps more inputs, but when you can get your IRA gear in there without your audio inputs, it suddenly starts opening up a bit. Okay, so let's turn around, plug some stuff in. Okay, so what have I got going in? Here's my main outs. You're gonna have to excuse the buzzing. I don't really have good speakers. We've got Base Station 2 coming in channel 1. We've got Strike Fet, Waldorf Strike Fet on channel 2. I've got the Octatrack mixed down to well, cable to mini jack, 3.5-inch jack. That's going in the 5 and 6 one here, this channel here. I've got MIDI in coming from the Octatrack. The Octatrack's going to be running the clock from here, and MIDI out, obviously going to the Strike Fet and the base station. So this doesn't, you know, you've got MIDI through capability on here. And here we go. So this is the TR8, just the USB plugged into USB 1. Okay, now we should be ready to go. So let's give you an idea of what's going on. So I'm going to press play on my Octatrack, and yeah, we should, and then that's going to start off. That should start off the TR8 and well, everything. Oop. Okay, so we have music. However, okay, so here we go. 4 channels of audio. We have our base station, Strike Fet, some sampled stuff coming off the Octatrack, and that's our TR8. Okay, alright, let's run through what all our buttons and knobs do. Starting here, we've got phones, headphones. We can adjust the level, obviously, and choose whether you're listening to select, which of these you've selected. So you press select button to choose a channel, or the master, or a mix of both. So you can hear how something's going to sound in the mix before you put it in, or if you're altering something to do with it. Your aux send and return. So as I said, this comes out the RCA jacks and comes back in basically before here, and so that's essentially a level for it coming back in. So you can send it to outboard effects. You could probably send chaos later would probably be good, or a chaos pad. What I think I'm going to use it for though is just use a send and send it to the Octatrack to be live sampled. I think you could probably get some cool effects with that. I haven't got it set up now to do that. To be honest, I don't use the live sampling of the Octatrack much, but I think this might be a good way of getting some stuff into it. Okay, we're down to here. This is for each channel. You can select different parameters here. So you choose your channel. Let's choose 5 and 6. So we can change our gain for each channel if you need to fiddle around with that. Pan, left and right. You won't hear that at the moment. Tone, okay, so first thing to play with. At the top of each channel, you've got a little knob, which is a tone or filter, and this tone button here changes what you hear in there. So at the moment, it's just a filter. High cut on one side, low cut on the other. We can change that to a different type of, a bit more resonant, I think, that one. Filter, you can't really change any other parameters to it, it's just got set types. Different tones, so you can that's kind of a low boost, a boost and cut, high boost and cut. So you haven't got EQs with this, so this, it's obviously not, it's not a mixer you're going to master an album with. You're not going to make really a good a recording with it as such. It's really for that, for live. So that's quite good, just being able to have that quickly available. You perhaps don't always want all the knobs in a live situation. You want a clear knob that's just going to be able to boost or cut something quickly, and that does it. So that's quite handy. So that was the isolator. Aux, so this sets how much each channel is going to send to the aux. And so you can have, you can choose each one. Then, standard is 0, but you choose each one you want to send to the aux. Then we get onto our first bit of cool thing. This is the beat effects section. So, which are step sequenced effects. You have 3 up to the top here: filter, sidechain, or slicer. You can only choose one at a time for each channel. But yeah, so you can sequence it. So I've got some pretty random steps sequence here. It's on the filter. When you're on this button, this changes how much you're wet dry, basically. So this is on 100% wet. So I've pressed this BFX button now. You can see our filter is sequenced. It is filtering the whole track there though, because this is quite a particular filter. So this is filter 5 at the moment. I can change the type of filter. You get quite a quick one. So yeah, you can get some different effects. So side chain. So that's with that, just gives a compressor and slicer. So again, by switching these on and off, you can get quite a lot of different effects. So maybe I'll show you on the strike fit, might be a bit more interesting. So we've just got some chords, pretty simple chords coming through the strike fit. So now I'm making something rhythmic with it, a bit more. So yeah, got to select my thing. So this is just on here. So you can get your pumping kind of effect with the compression. You've got no real control over this. Unfortunately, this doesn't change anything to do with the beat effects. So you can't really. So you can't. It's kind of a set filter there. I mean, yes, you can change the wet dry. But you don't have any control over the cutoff or frequency or anything with it there. Okay, so there we go. Beat effects. One, and so these can be different for every track. So we've got filter on our strike fet. Let's put, yeah. So now we can, yeah, already we can get some quite and quite easy, you know, really easy just to really change the sound. If you want to do breakdowns, build-ups, I mean, it's really going to be able to take what simple things coming out of your synthesizers, your drum machines, samplers, whatever. It's going to take simple things and then rhythmically chop them up and really do stuff to them. So that's really nice. Fader, that changes this button here. That changes the fader curve. So yeah, not that exciting. But it depends how you want to play with it. You know, if you're wanting to do things with it, you might want different fader curves. Also, amazingly cool, you can store and recall everything on the here. So if you've got it set up a particular way, you know, your fader positions, what effects are on where, the steps, everything, all that can be stored, which means you can set things up for particular songs in a set. You can have it for different sections of a song. You're going to be able to do so much. Let's see, I'm not sure how big we've got. Let's see. We've got 4 banks of 16, it looks like. Yep. So that's 64 different scenes you can go for. I think that's enough for anyone. That's you're going to be able, if you're planning stuff out before a set. I mean, this you can plan in spontaneity. You know that a certain kind of setup of effects and faders is going to give you a good thing to play around with. So you know you can get to this bit and you're going to be able to put these effects on it, and it's going to sound, and you're going to be able to play around with those in a particular way. It's going to be really good. Right, let's have a look at this side. I know it's probably not that clear in my video, but I couldn't set the camera up anyway. So these, obviously, here you choose your tempo. At the moment, mine's, you know, set up with octatrack being the clock, so it's not it's not going to really do much. You can shuffle. The shuffle does apply to these steps. So when you put things in, you can have your step sequencing bits shuffled, which is quite cool. So fine tempo, sync. I'm guessing that might be syncing with the computer. Again, I haven't really used this because I've just been using it with the octatrack. Octatrack's master clock for me. Yeah, so, and it just works. Tap tempo, mastering button. This adds some kind of mastering effects. I'm not sure what it does. There's different types of it. As far as I can tell, it makes it louder. You've got different. So there you go. It's different. Honestly, don't really understand that at the moment. It just seems to make it sound a little bit nicer, a little bit louder. Probably adds a bit of compression to it, I'm guessing. Right, I think that's the main parts. Apart from this, which I haven't covered yet, this is a really cool bit. So here's your master effects. These can affect any channel you can choose. Let's have it just affecting base station 2. So delay. Okay. Well, that's a different delay effect than I was expecting. Oh, no. There we go. So I delay. Here's you choose your effect, and big knob in the middle. It does it to do a lower or high version of the effect. So, and each effect, there's lots of different types. So I did have it on a really white. I won't go through all of them, but enough to say there's so 8 delay effects. Okay, let's do it for the whole thing. You got a big filter there. Kind of a noise filter there. Then our old friend Scatter is back. Sounds pretty good in this, I think. The TR8 Scatter wasn't always great. Sometimes I think a lot of times it came in too loud and didn't sound as great. But here I know you've got lots of different types. Press the button. I think it sounds quite good. And again, when you're doing it and you just, let's see, so you can take different channels, out of it. So just keep the drums out of it. Flanger. And with all these, you can change the timing of them. So these are how it relates to the beat. So bit crush. Which, that doesn't sound like a bit crush to me. That sounds like a slow down kind of thing. So yeah, then again, lots of different types of that. So that's a bit more bit crushy. But yeah, lots of times, and a roll at the end. Yeah, useful. Especially if you're not going all the way to the extremes. Obviously, that's just noise. That's just noise. Noise has its time and place, but can get some quite nice effects there. Like I say, you could just let's just have that on the drums. Okay, can't really hear that. So again, quite nice to add little fills and stuff with that. But now, left the coolest bit to last. This combi effect. Well, that's really cool. So this is step sequence effects happening at various different times. So okay, let's actually get onto one of those. So if you look up here, if I press a delay button, you can see delay happens the last two steps, well, steps 14 and 15. Filters happening 7 8. I'm not sure why that's pink. Maybe there's another setting to do things with. Interesting. Scatter and those two steps. Flanger, start, bit crush. Yeah, that's blue and orange. I'm gonna have to find out about that. Like I said, I've only had this today, so there's a lot still to learn, and rolls happening there. So now when we do this, you can hear all sorts of different things happening at different times. So I can choose to have different parts. If we go back to this one, so say, so you hold down here, I want scatter on all the things, pretty much. Okay, the yellow ones tell you where there's other effects. You can only have one effect per step, but so that's, yeah, doing all sorts of stuff. Filters coming in. Bit crushing. It's, yeah, really cool. So there we go. I think that's the main part's done. As I said, this isn't a comprehensive review. This is just trying to give a, you know, an idea of what this does. I might try and do more of a demo of it at some point later. But for now, overall, I think it's a great bit of kit. It's, like I said, I've only had a day, but it's just the ideas and the possibilities that you can do with this just seem really interesting. You know, linking up with the Octatrack, the TR8, and, you know, base station. I think there's a lot of things you can be getting out of this. I'm really excited about using it. Like I said, it's not, if you're wanting to mix an album, make something, you know, sound crystal clear and perfect, it's probably not the best thing. But if you're doing live stuff, or if you're just wanting something to get ideas, you know, you can do stuff. You can put it through, get some effects going, resample that, do something else with it, and then, you know, and apparently, you know, the DAW integration seems really good. I'm not doing it today. I don't really use DAWs much. I don't do much on the computer except record stuff, but I think, you know, integration with Ableton Live, it's a really cool bit of thing you can do here. So I hope this has been helpful in some way, and hopefully, yeah, I'll do some more things later. But for now, that is the Roland MX-1 Mix Performer.